You ever notice how we humans are walking contradictions? Like, we'll spend $300 on shoes, then open the fridge and say, ugh, avocados are too expensive. Or we'll post quotes about self-love while texting someone who gives us anxiety and zero replies. Yeah, welcome to being human, where logic goes to die and excuses are born. But here's the kicker. It's not that you're lying to yourself on purpose. It's that your brain literally hates when your beliefs and your actions don't match. That mental chaos, that little storm of guilt and justification, psychology has a name for it: cognitive dissonance. It's the invisible force behind why we defend bad habits, double down on mistakes, and convince ourselves that eating half a cookie doesn't count. And once you understand how it works, you'll start seeing it everywhere: in ads, in politics, in your friends, and most painfully, in yourself. So, let's talk about why your brain would rather bend reality than admit it's wrong, and how to finally call it out when it happens. What exactly is cognitive dissonance? All right, let's get into what this actually is, because cognitive dissonance sounds like something you'd hear in a neuroscience textbook, right? But it's actually super simple. It just means your brain gets uncomfortable when your actions don't match your beliefs. You say one thing, you do another, and your brain's like, wait, we can't both be right. So instead of fixing the action, your brain goes, okay, let's just edit the belief. Boom, problem solved. At least that's what it thinks. Psychologist Leon Festinger first came up with this idea back in 1957. He basically said, when we experience this mental conflict, we'll do anything to make it stop. Change the story, justify the choice, or pretend it never happened. Think of it like your mind running two apps that keep crashing each other. One says, I'm a healthy person. The other says, I just inhaled an entire box of donuts. That awkward lag you feel right after? That's cognitive dissonance. The classic study, the $1 versus $20 experiment. Okay, quick throwback to one of psychology's funniest experiments. Back in the 1950s, Festinger and his buddy Carl Smith asked participants to do a ridiculously boring task: turning pegs on a board for an hour. Then they told some people to lie to the next participant and say the task was fun. Half the liars got paid $1, the other half got $20. Here's the twist. When researchers asked later, the $1 group actually said they enjoyed the task more. Why? Because $1 wasn't enough money to justify lying. So their brain went, maybe it was kind of fun. The $20 group didn't need to justify anything. They had the cash. So the people with less reason to lie actually changed their beliefs to match their actions. That's cognitive dissonance, your brain bending reality to protect your self-image. Real-life examples. You'll definitely recognize. Now that you know what it is, let's see how it plays out in real life. Because this isn't just psychology, it's daily life on hard mode. Example 1. Smokers. They know smoking kills. It says it right there on the box. But then you'll hear stuff like, well, my grandpa smoked till he was 90. That's not logic. That's dissonance therapy. Example 2. Expensive purchases. You buy a new phone you didn't really need, and then spend an hour watching YouTube videos titled, Why the iPhone 17 is Totally Worth It. That's not research. That's your brain saying, please let me feel good about this impulse. Example 3. Relationships. You tell yourself, I deserve better, but also, they'll change eventually. Your beliefs and actions are beefing, and your brain's just trying to keep the peace. The wild thing is, we don't even notice when we're doing it. We just rewrite reality on the fly to feel okay. The science behind it. Why the brain hates inconsistency. So, why does your brain even care? Because deep down, humans have this huge need to see ourselves as good, smart, consistent people. When something threatens that, like evidence that we're being hypocritical, your brain sounds the alarm. It triggers actual neural conflict. Studies using brain scans, like Van Veen et al.'s 2009, show that the anterior cingulate cortex lights up. That's the part responsible for detecting when something feels off. Then your brain jumps into damage control mode. It starts rationalizing. It's like having a lawyer in your head whose only job is to protect your ego. I didn't procrastinate. I was just mentally preparing. I didn't ghost them. I was giving them space. I didn't fail. I was meant to learn from it. Technically true? Maybe, Emotionally comforting? Definitely. How it shapes the world around us. Here's where it gets wild. This isn't just personal. Cognitive dissonance shapes society. In politics, people double down on beliefs even after seeing proof they're wrong, because admitting otherwise means admitting their identity's wrong. In fandoms, when a celebrity does something awful, fans say, they didn't mean it. That's not denial, that's dissonance. In marketing, brands know you'll justify what you buy. That's why you'll hear slogans like, you deserve this, or treat yourself. They're not selling the product, they're selling your justification. Our need to stay consistent is so strong that it can rewrite what we see as truth. And that's the scary part. Dissonance doesn't just protect our ego, it can blind us to reality. How to recognize and outsmart it. All right, now that you've caught your brain red-handed, how do you stop it from gaslighting you? Step 1. Catch the conflict. The moment you feel that little tension, guilt, confusion, defensiveness, pause. That's your mental alarm going off. Step 2. Call it out. Ask yourself, am I trying to make my behavior fit my beliefs or the other way around? Step 3. Realign. Either change the action or update the belief consciously. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be honest. Bonus tip. Therapists actually use this concept in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, to help people align thoughts and actions. It's not about guilt, it's about awareness. Because once you see it happening, it loses its power. So, yeah, cognitive dissonance isn't some rare psychological glitch. It's in every decision, every justification, every "I'll start tomorrow." It's not your enemy, it's your brain trying to keep you comfortable. But comfort doesn't always equal truth. Once you start recognizing the little lies your mind tells to protect your ego, you gain something way more valuable than comfort: clarity. And that, my friend, is where real growth starts. So yeah, next time your brain starts justifying nonsense, just smile. You've officially caught cognitive dissonance in the act. Hit like, subscribe, and share this with that one friend who's always right. You know exactly who I mean.